Galawiria Gangralian Nyamba Buru Yawuru Nyamba Buru Yawuru This country belongs to Yawuru people, and we will value, we look after it. Mangara means forever.
I'd just like to pay respects to our elders and ancestors, past, present and future, because I think if it wasn't for them and us following their footsteps, we wouldn't be here today, and it's because of them we have this year's 2022 annual general meeting for the prescribed body corporate.
Early in the year when I started, I talked about this kind of analogy around having a motorcar troop carrier that is about to take a journey down this corrugated road, and that troopy was without some tyres and an engine almost and some spark plugs. And so for me, the priority was around rebuilding that car, so to speak, and getting the foundations right. So I immediately focused on working with our boards to, improve our governance structures and systems and getting people to the board table and also stabilising our workforce. So we've got some amazing members of our team now, and our executive leadership team at the organisation has been established. So I think we've restructured those important foundations to take that journey, and that car is moving, that troop carrier is full and taking that journey down that corrugated road.
Within NBY, I think the liaison amongst people is a lot more positive now than what it has been in the last probably 2 years. I think it's been now since we've had the changeover. So that family feeling is a lot stronger and seems to be heading in the right direction for everyone. And we all have that respect and treat each other equally.
I feel really privileged to be on the NBY board and to be working so closely with such an amazing executive team. They really do have Yawuru's best interests at heart, and they're so, hardworking and inspiring. Really, I don't know where they get all their energy from, but also the NBY staff. They just do so many amazing things. From our youth work, our language programs, employment pathways. Lenny and the crew at the cafe, the rangers, you could just go on, talk about it all day.
So one of the most significant achievements this year was working with the Yawuru corporate group boards to establish our new strategic plan. So the strategic plan this year outlines the vision for Yawuru to have a strong, prosperous and proud Yawuru community that is grounded in Bugarigara. And that vision has been kind of established and maintained from our old people for thousands of years. So it's important that we maintain the integrity of our culture and know that all of what we do today is came from Bugarigara Nyurang, which is the beginning of time.
One of the really big highlights for me this year has definitely been working with and alongside the board and the new CEO Nini. So Nini Mills and myself work really closely together, and we've been able to deliver this great piece of work for us, operational plan. It's actually the first time that the organisation has put down in writing what it's going to do in a financial year.
The organisation is a testament to the fact that you can balance cultural responsibilities and rights and that cultural authority with economic development and prosperity. It doesn't have to be either or. There's absolutely a place to be able to work hand in hand with those two elements to achieve a better future for the next generation of Yawuru people.
The biggest achievement for the Yawuru PBC this year would be obtaining the lease for the Gumaranganjal, which is Roebuck Plain Station.
Today celebrates a new, exciting era for our pastoral station as we, Yawuru people, are finally in control of this station and our country.
It was so momentous given the historical context. So I think a lot of people, particularly younger people, might not necessarily understand the significance, given that our old people were working and that the industry, pastoral industry, was built off their backs pretty much. And so they lived in an era and under circumstances which were, very difficult. And for me, it's just that achievement was in recognition of their resilience. And for young people today, they can't be what they can't see. So having that station back in our own hands, we've sort of written the wrongs on the past and we're in the driver's seat. We own it, we operate it, and young people today can be there and know that the opportunities for them are so real.
I personally felt this sense of pride come over me, knowing and actually seeing and being a part of it, but also having my son there and sharing it with him and knowing the opportunities that he's going to have as he gets older.
The station itself is going to be a real economic pillar for the organisation. It has a multi-million-dollar turnover, and while the profits of that will initially be invested into capital infrastructure and investment on the station, we're hoping that over time those returns will be realised within the projects that Nyamba Buru Yawuru is able to deliver to the community more broadly.
In terms of the cattle assets and the other equipment on the station, it was around a $20 million acquisition, which is a significant achievement for the Yawuru people, and also a lot of work that went in behind the scenes in terms of making that possible.
My role particularly involves heavily overseeing projects, obviously overseeing the implementation of the Yawuru Joint Management Plans, the Marine Park Plan and the Yawuru Conservation Estates Plan. So that we have 4 Conservation Terrestrial Park plans and 1 Marine Park Plan that we jointly implement with this state. This year we signed a first collaborative agreement with the Department of Water Environment Regulation. It's a collaborative agreement between the Department of Water, Environment and Regulation and Yawuru in regards to understanding the nature of groundwater. So the project looks at 3 specific projects. One of them is a statewide groundwater monitoring program looking at the saltwater interface movement, so ensuring that groundwater abstraction is undertaken sustainably, because we know that groundwater underpins the health of the very rich intertidal zone we have here.
So recently we just done one out in the bay on a big vessel taking radon samples through the ocean.
Radar sample is just monitoring the saltiness of the seawater and actually seeing, looking for signs of actually seagrass, monitor seagrass health for the dugongs and turtles in the bay.
Water is life to country, as you would have seen the other day, with our country managers protecting the gillas out on Roebuck Plains.
All this here was all bared out, when had the cattle in here. All these trees weren't here, they were eating all the trees, trapping all the trees, standing in all the water holes, damaging it. So that's why we came in and decided to fence it off and exclude all the cattle. And yeah, as you can see now, it's just back to life, come back to life without no cattle in here. All the biodiversity has come back.
We've been undertaking sustainable grazing, looking at sustainable grazing on Roebuck Plains. We want to ensure that we maintain that ecosystem, but to ensure that the pastoral industry can still continue operating. So the Yawuru Indigenous Protectorate is quite unique in its sense, where we're trying to protect ecological and cultural values, but still ensure that the pastoral industry continue.
We can actually show the station management and actually say that the cattle there's too much numbers of cattle, they're actually been in this paddock for too long. So you actually got to shorten the time frame to actually get them out here and move them onto another paddock to graze another one. So that way this stuff actually comes back to replicate the natural vegetation that's actually fenced off in those plots.
For Parks and Visitor Services side of things, which is what I predominantly work in, you get to see something when it's done, and you get to, share that with the community, and you get that feedback from the community that lets you know that you've done well, and it's just a little bit more special when it comes from Yawuru people, that they acknowledge that this is managed by a Yawuru person and they delivered this, and they're really proud, and it just fills my lian.
Like I said, I love my job. I just love being out in country. Like all you young mob, just find something that you really love. Stop sitting down around home and realize what you got in your backyard. Really, get out there and see it. This is the backyard. This is country.
Through the Wadmajala Mugalai program, particularly our ag program that we run out at Roebuck Plains Station annually, we have now a collaboration with the Department of Primary Industries and Regional Development and Nyamba Buru Yawuru and the Kimberley Pilbara Pastoral Association, the KPCA.
I guess we provide that initial upskilling and work readiness for the participants, but then those partnerships provide future career development opportunities.
We had 6 graduate out of 15, which is really good. One young lady, so we're trying to get more women on board, which would be amazing. I love working with them. I love the relationship that we have now and forever, I suppose. I just feel like this is where I'm supposed to be, and I feel like it's not a job, it's my passion. And when I heard Nini speak about passion a couple of days ago, and my drive, and that's my passion, is working, giving back what I can give, and also working with cattle. So I get to have both.
I guess because this being my first year as a hippie tutor, I started off years ago being a mum doing the program with my daughter. So I guess my highlight is being on the other end. My favourite part is just the children, next generation of children, and supporting the parents.
We're giving those parents that language so that they can advocate for their child in the class, because they know their kids at home what they can and can't do. Giving them that sort of encouragement and empowerment to be able to speak up.
The hippie program has now changed from aged 4 and 5 family groups to aged 3 and 4, which is a great initiative.
Yeah, so we're very excited about the new enrolment age, and hopefully with families out there that we get enrolments for 2023.
Manja Morgolagaja, lots of work. We've been mentoring a couple of trainees who are doing the Aboriginal language teacher training course with the Education Department.
And we have a lot of interaction with the schools, as well as Radio Galari. So we go and speak on there as well.
And we've just recently had a book launch for Ngamangaru Jalgur for Baby Ways.
This is the way that baby washes. Splash, splosh, splish.
Well, everybody can start saying Yangi Milia now instead of what now? You can say Yangi Milia. Hey, go on,
Yeah.
Yangi Milia.
Well, the biggest highlights are coming back to Elders Morning Tea, which we started up last year. I'm happy for that to come back. It's really good to see senior mob come in and enjoy the company of other senior elders that have been schooling or friends in the days back in the days, as well as doing Yawuru Bingo, which they all enjoy. I think that's the most popular thing. They come for that.
Bibit gajah. Bibit gajah. Ayo dah. Kami benar.
With everything, culture, language comes in. Elders are so important to the growth, and of course Mangara to look after it. We put all these together and a cultural unit becomes one and united. One of those special periods is the NAIDOC week. The march has been a very well attended program. We have the Nulu and we have the celebrations through the schools participating, singing in Yawuru language. So we get to see all of Yawuru projects come to fruition in the public eye. And that's a really, really good way to share culture. The Women on Country trip, Yagarma Bolanji Jandonil, it's a very, very important part of us bringing the mothers, the grandmothers, the children, all participating to empower with Bubble Lian.
Earlier this year in July we had the Premier come up to Broome with the rest of his cabinet and announce $8 million towards the civil construction works and development of the Broome Health and Wellbeing Campus, Yalan Naragunil, which means care for people, and works have commenced on that site as recently as October. And so that's a really exciting development to create a parcel of land which is designed to create a holistic approach to health and wellbeing for Aboriginal people.
One of my favourite things that occurred this year was MBY being named in the Broome Shire's Resilience and Growth Plan as the lead proponent for the Kimberley Cultural Centre. We don't really have a proper name for it yet, but it is definitely on our strategic plan to deliver the Broome-based cultural centre for Yawuru community and Kimberley-wide as a portal to the Kimberley. So we're really excited to initiate this piece of work alongside all the communities in the Kimberley region, and we really look forward to really showcasing what we do best and what we've always been doing, which is being proud of our culture and sharing it with others.
My role is manager of the cafe and also catering manager, so I just pretty much do all of that work as well as guide these boys in. It's very challenging, but we also have good chemistry, and I really enjoy just mentoring them and making sure that they're coming to work as much as they can. So yeah, that's what I enjoy most, is just working with these boys and also doing what I love, which is cooking as well.
The award that we received last week, it goes to show our dedication and all our hard work is recognised and it's paying off. And that's good motivation to keep us going in the workplace. And I think, yeah, I'm very proud of it. I know these blokes are.
My favourite part would be trying to get everything ready, trying to remember everything, and also trying to make the best dish.
Interacting with customers, they make my day, and sometimes they don't, but it's good, they keep me going, and I'm a very customer-friendly guy.
Mabu Mai Cafe hosted the Bugarigara Nurunj exhibition. It's the third year that we've hosted it as part of the Shinji Matchari Festival. Mabu Mai Cafe, Lenny Tangway and the team provide a 3-course meal, and we have a tour of the grounds, and this year we hosted the Bugarigara Nurunj exhibition and had Yawuru guest speakers as well as Bart Pigram as the MC, who is a curator as part of the original exhibition as well.
I'm feeling extremely proud of all the achievements that we've been able to get through this year, feeling accomplished but also feeling passionate for what's ahead. I'd like to shout out to all the staff at NBY and also acknowledge the Yawuru Corporate Group boards who guide us in our delivery, and commend everyone for all of the outcomes achieved this year.
Yangi Milia, gari buragan. Ngaji mingan nganyam nganga? Yangi? Do you mean nganga? Uburu jena nganga?